Hello there. Good evening. Yes, go ahead, take a seat. Oh, this? I'm just reenacting out the Conquest of Jericho from the Bible. You know, Joshua chapter 6, when God's people circled Jericho and then yelled and shouted, and the walls of Jericho came tumbling down. Yes, it's an excellent chapter in the Bible. Would you like me to read it to you? Of course, I'd love to. I'd be happy to. It's no trouble at all. Just make yourself comfortable. Yes, I'm reading out of the New American Standard Bible. And it's Joshua chapter 6, the Conquest of Jericho. Now Jericho was tightly shut because of the sons of Israel. No one went out and no one came in. But the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have handed Jericho over to you with its king and the valiant warriors, and you shall march around the city, all the men of war, circling the city once. You shall do so for 6 days. Also, 7 priests shall carry 7 trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. Then, on the 7th day, you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. It shall be that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up, everyone straight ahead." So Joshua, the son of Nun, called the priests and said to them, "Take up the Ark of the Covenant and have 7 priests carry 7 trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark of the Lord. Then he said to the people, "Go forward and march around the city, and the armed men shall go on ahead of the ark of the Lord." And it was so, that when Joshua had spoken to the people, the 7 priests, carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the Lord, went forward and blew the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. And the armed men went ahead of the priests, who blew trumpets, and the rear guard came after the ark while they continued to blow the trumpet. But Joshua commanded the people, saying, "You shall not shout, nor let your voice be heard, nor let a word proceed from your mouth until the day I tell you, shout. Then you shall shout." So he had the ark of the Lord taken around the city. Circling it once. Then they came into the camp and spent the night in the camp. Now Joshua got up early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord. Then the 7 priests carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark of the Lord went on continually and blew the trumpets, and the armed men went out ahead of them. And the rear guard came up after the ark of the Lord while they continued to blow the trumpets. So the second day they marched around the city once and returned to the camp. They did the same for 6 days. Then on the 7th day they got up early at the dawning of the day and marched around the city in the same way 7 times. Only on that day did they march around the city 7 times. And at the 7th time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Joshua said to the people, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city." But the city shall be designated for destruction. It and everything that is in it belongs to the Lord. Only Rahab, the prostitute, and all who are with her in the house shall live, because she hid the messengers whom we sent. But as for you, only keep yourselves from the things designated for destruction, so that you do not covet them and make some of the designated things, and turn the camp of Israel into something designated for destruction and bring disaster on it. But all the silver and gold and articles of bronze and iron are holy to the Lord. They shall go into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted, and the priests blew the trumpets. And when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted with a great shout, and the wall fell down flat. So that the people went up into the city, everyone straight ahead, and they took the city. They utterly destroyed everything in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox, sheep, and donkey, with the edge of the sword. And Joshua said to the 2 men who had spied out the land, "Go into the prostitute's house and bring the woman and all she has out of there, just as you have sworn to her." So the young men who were spies went in and brought out Rahab, her father, her mother, her brothers, and all she had. They also brought out all her relatives and placed them outside the camp of Israel. Then they burned the city with fire and all that was in it. Only the silver and gold and the articles of bronze and iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. However, Rahab the prostitute and her father's household and all she had, Joshua spared, and she has lived in the midst of Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Then Joshua made them take an oath at that time, saying, "Cursed before the Lord is the man who rises up and builds this city Jericho. With the loss of his firstborn we will lay its foundation, and with the loss of his youngest son he will set up its gates." So the Lord was with Joshua. And his fame was in all the land. So that concludes Joshua chapter 6, the conquest of Jericho. They knocked down the wall with their blowing of trumpets, and when Joshua told them to shout, and the Lord was with Joshua. What'd you think of the Bible reading this evening? It's a good chapter. Well, I read every week, so I hope to see you again very soon, and I hope you join me next week for Joshua chapter 7. But for now, I'll say goodnight, and may this story resonate on your mind, your heart, and your soul as to how powerful the Lord is. That he knocked down the walls of Jericho. Good night.